I'd like to bring to the stage the Honorable Mayor Cherelle Parker.
Good evening, everyone. It is an honor and a privilege to join with each of you on the occasion of Founders Day here with WURD and all of the URD family members to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Walter P. Lomax. First, let me say a special congratulations, and this I do think is appropriate. I want to say congratulations to all of the Community Impact Award recipients, Dolores Robinson and Derek Pitts. Give them a huge, huge round of applause. Congratulations to each of you. To Solomon Jones, who is my neighbor and friend, who I've been fighting with since we've been fighting for a long, long time. And Solomon, you do an amazing job in lifting the voices of our people in places and spaces where people may not necessarily care to hear our voices. And for that, I am grateful. Give Solomon a round of applause. And matter of personal privilege, Lori Jones, who was just here, Solomon's story, a lot of people may not know. I met Lori Jones when I was a senior in high school at Parkway, when her aunt, Diane Partee, her mother's twin, was leading the school district of Philadelphia's Black History Month oratorical contest. The year that I won, she and Dr. Carolyn Holmes ran that department, and that was the first time I had ever gone out of the country, to West Africa, to Senegal, to North Africa, to Rabat, Casablanca, and WDAS radio station. I love you, Kearney Anderson and Butterball and E and everybody else who made that happen. But Lori Jones, you have been a confidant and a friend for so many years. We're grateful for the work that you do with Phil Abundance in ensuring that food insecurity is something that none of us ever take for granted. So thank you for your work. Please give Lori Jones a round of applause. Listen here, and the staff is going to be mad already. It says she has the remarks. We've told her what she is supposed to say, but here she goes again. If you open up your program booklet, and this is so appropriate, I just walked up, you can't make this up. At the bottom of the page where you see Sarah's message, at the bottom, you see many of our trailblazers at the bottom. And Miss Bev, wherever you are, and to all of the Lomax children who are here, thank you to whomever it was who designed this program, because what it affirms for me, Congressman Fattah, is that all of us in our own right have a role. All of us have a very specific lane, because we all have different talents and different gifts and different ways that we can contribute to the social and economic advancement of African and African American people here in our great city. It's important to me that we know that we are not a monolith. I've had to say that to some people. All Black people don't walk alike, talk alike, think alike, act alike. You know, we are not a monolith. Thank you for affirming that we are a rainbow coalition, and it's not just that I am chocolate and Sarah, you're caramel. I mean, it's not just that, right? But we are a rainbow coalition in our thoughts, in our opinions, in the strategies that each of us would decide to employ in our fight and in our journey. I thank you, Sarah. I thank you, Miss Bev, and to the Lomax family for sharing Dr. Lomax with us all. For those of you who were here last year, the one thing that you love about telling the truth is that no matter where you say it or when you say it, it never changes. It's always the same. And I met Dr. Lomax personally to sit down with him when my good friend Mungu Sanchez, who is the son of Dr. Sonia Sanchez, said that you need to go and sit down and talk to Dr. Lomax if you're going to run for state representative. It was in 2005. He didn't have to take the meeting. He didn't know me, but he did. He talked to me about his history. He talked to me about the value and importance of John White Jr., who was the secretary of the Department of Public Welfare, and what that meant to give him, Dr. Lomax, and some others the opportunity to navigate in the HMO healthcare space here in the city of Philadelphia. What did that experience and his sharing that with me meant? It affirmed what Gussie and Tasco and Dwight have been telling me for a long time. And that is, once you get elected, you can act like you got elected and you honorable because you're in that seat. But it doesn't mean a thing if you're not using your seat at the table to deliver tangible resources for the community that you serve. It's not enough to give a good speech, and I'm gonna go after this, Solomon, because I start getting mad and I start telling about stuff. It's not enough to give a good speech and put your fists in the air and, make yourself feel good for a few moments. But if you're a leader and you have a seat at the table, your people should be able to tangibly touch, see, and feel in their respective lives how your leadership has delivered resources for them and what it means in their lives and in their neighborhoods. And so, to Miss Bev, to Sarah, and to the entire family, I'm glad that when I ran for mayor of this city, I didn't promise to be able to wave a magic wand and fix all of Philadelphia's problems immediately. But what I did commit to, that I would use every ounce of my professional experience, my academic training, and most importantly, my real-life lived experience and humble beginnings to understand why it's so necessary to help empower our people, put them on a path to self-sufficiency, and not just give anybody anything. Because if you've ever been poor, I know we're WURDs, but I was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather. My grandmother was a domestic worker. I know some of you have never even heard of that term, but just so to know, I read someone's resume recently, no exaggeration, you can't make this up. They are now described as environmental technicians. But when my grandmother, my Aunt Vi, my Aunt Mary came from Manning, South Carolina, and migrated here to Philadelphia, that was what the matriarchs in our family did. And they made those sacrifices so that we wouldn't have to, but that we would never forget from whence we come and why it's so important to give people access to the opportunity to learn a skill so that they can empower themselves. There's something about the pride and dignity that comes with earning something in your own right that no one has been able to give to you. So in honor of his legacy, that's what I commit to doing as mayor of the city of Philadelphia, to do everything that I possibly can to put our people on a path to self-sufficiency in a way that they can tangibly see, touch, and feel. Congratulations to you all, and don't forget, put your ones in the air for me right now. Don't think that because it's dark, I won't come off the stage and see where I don't see one finger in the air. And I don't care how many people say, when you see this one finger up, this is not a nefarious gang sign. This is my goal. And no, I'm going to keep trying, no matter how difficult it is, to unify our city. No matter the race, class, socioeconomic status, zip code, religion, sexual orientation, or identity, now is not the time for us to be focused on differences. I want us to be one Philly, a united city. Y'all think we can do that? Let me hear you repeat after me and say, one Philly, A united city. Philly is unrivaled, y'all. Don't forget it.